Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chelsea Axe. Welcome to Burstfit at home. Today we are gonna be doing legs. I know everybody loves legs, right? Don't skip leg day. We're gonna do it today. We're gonna burn some fat and it's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna go through with you a couple exercises that we're gonna do. We're gonna do 15 reps of each exercise. I'm gonna go through, give you the modifications, how to do them safely, effectively, and then I'm gonna do one round with you real time. After that, you're gonna go through, do a couple more rounds on your own. If you're a beginner, do maybe 2 more rounds on top of what I'll do with you. If you're more advanced, you can do up to 5 more rounds, so 6 total to get a good workout in today. All right, so the first move we are gonna be doing in this workout is gonna start with the squat. Now, if you were just getting started, feel free to just do a squat. Let's set you up in a good squat form. First things first, feet right underneath your hips, right? Hip width distance apart, not too wide, you're not too narrow. Have a good solid stance. Toes facing forward. First thing we initiate in a squat is our hips shifting back, right? We want to engage that posterior chain. So first thing, rather than bending your knees first and coming forward like this, first thing that happens is hip shift back. Okay, so hip shift back. Then as you bend your knees, your hips continue to go back, right? So it's not this, it's not hips back, knees forward. All right, we want to avoid that. We want to save those knees, keep those knees safe. So as we're squatting, it's always hips back, knees bend, keep those hips back, weight is in the heels, right? Chest up and lifted, core engaged. Suck that belly into the back of your spine, really engage and stabilize there in this core. Again, weight in those heels. Even as you're pushing up, keep the weight in your heels. A lot of times, people want to shift the weight forward into the forefront of their foot, which actually causes their knees to track forward and can put a lot of stress in that joint. We want to save those knees. So make sure anytime you're doing a squat, this is how you set up. If this is hard for you, stay at this level. We want to make sure you master the squat before we add any other variations. Okay, so if you're at a squat, first move you're going to do is you're going to do 15 squats. Go to the depth that you can at your fitness level. If you want to go below parallel, that's totally fine as long as you're maintaining good form. You're keeping the weight in your heels and engaging that posterior chain. If you're just going to a quarter squat and that's all you can do, that's awesome. Do that. All right, if you want to increase in difficulty, you're going to squat. You're going to stand upright, press with those heels. You're going to lift the knee with the opposite arm. You're going to squat, lift the opposite arm. Alternating, that's 1. So down, up there, squat, up opposite, that's 1 rep, okay? So you're gonna do 15 reps. If that's still a little bit easy for you, and again, increase in difficulty, right? Hip distance for feet, squat, you're gonna stand up, you're gonna lift and kick the leg out, and then you're gonna pulse the leg up twice, right? So squat again, kick and lift. Now, when you're doing a leg lift, one of the biggest things I see is people lean back because they want to get that leg higher. I don't care how high you can get your leg, okay? This is all about keeping that leg straight and keeping that quad engaged and lifting from that quad and hip flexor, okay? So you're gonna squat. Again, make sure you're on balance. You don't wanna go too fast where you're gonna fall over. You're gonna kick, make sure your posture's upright, almost lean forward a little bit, straighten out that knee even a little bit more, and lift, pulse, right? It's a small movement, but if you do it correctly and you set up right, it's very effective. All right, that's the first move we're doing. The next move is 1 leg seated get-ups. So grab a chair from your dining room. You can do this off your couch. Anywhere in your house you have a chair, you can do this move. So you're gonna come back, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna do 1 leg. Now this is a difficult move. If this is too difficult for you, both legs. So what you're gonna do, if this is at a beginner stage, right? You're gonna, again, set up in a good squat position like we just talked about. Hips shift back. You're gonna reach far back onto that chair or that bench as you can before you sit down. Keep the weight in those heels again. And as you're coming up, you don't wanna use momentum. You don't wanna rock. You really wanna use your glutes and control that movement as you come up, okay? So weight in those heels. Keep it in those heels. Slowly rise from that chair, okay? You wanna control it through the entire range of motion. If this is too low, you can add a couple magazines on the chair, sit a little bit higher, it'll make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, that's a beginner. And again, if this is too difficult for you, you can just squat, do squat pulses, and that is great as well, okay? All that is here, You're just gonna squat down slow and come back up, slow and controlled reps. If you wanna make this a little bit more difficult, we're gonna do one leg seated get-ups. So what that looks like, you're gonna be here. All right, knees stacked right over your heel because you wanna keep the weight in your heel as you sit up the whole time, okay? Again, same principle as I just said. You're gonna have one leg that you're not using, just on the ground a little bit, just for balance. You're not putting any weight in that leg. All the weight is here. So you're gonna shift your weight forward into that heel, engage your backside, and then slowly use it. Press out of that heel and push those hips forward. Get those glutes working, okay? That's half a rep. You're gonna actually do that side and then the other side, right? You're gonna alternate, same thing. So you're gonna go this rep or this opposite leg forward, down just to control, down, slowly reach back, and there. Switch feet. Then you're gonna come up with the opposite leg. Reach forward, right? Engage in the heel, press through the heel, hips all the way up and squeeze, and back down. You're controlled, control, reach back and down. That's one rep. So one side is only half a rep and we're gonna do 15, okay? So again, make sure that you're doing where you're at in your level. If you need to stop and rest, do that as you need to, or modify the move. All right, next thing we're doing is jump squats. Now, if you don't want impact, if you have some knee issues, you don't need to jump. All you need to do is you're gonna squat, again, good form like we talked about. You're gonna come up to your tiptoes and back down. Again, if you're having trouble with good squat form, slow this down. I'd rather have quality over quantity here. If you got the good squat down, you can come up, you can do a little jump up, right? Or you can do a big jump. The higher you jump, the more your heart rate increases, the more your metabolism is gonna fire up, the more fat you're gonna burn. Totally up to you in intensity level. All right, that's the next move. We're gonna do 15 of those. Then we're gonna do squat pulses with leg taps. So here, again, good stance for squat. Hip shift back, right? Core engaged. You're gonna shift over to one side and you're gonna tap that leg out. You're gonna stay at the same level the whole time. As we continue on with reps, you're gonna slowly wanna creep up. Stay at that low state. If you want your hands in your hips, that's fine. If you wanna fold them here, that's totally fine. Go at the depth that you can to have a good quality reps. All right, last move we're gonna do in this series here for legs, we're gonna be on the ground. So come to kneeling. All right, you can have your knees just a little bit apart, feet flat on the ground. You don't wanna be up on your toes. Make sure you have a good solid base. What this is gonna look like is you wanna try to keep your shoulders directly over your hips. Now this is gonna be difficult because the more they are stacked over your hips, the harder this move is gonna be. So really try to mentally be aware of where you're at posturally. So what this looks like is you're gonna sit all the way back, right? You're right over your heels, hips over your heels, shoulders over your hips, and then sit forward. So the only thing that's moving is at your hip, right? As you go back, this is what you're gonna wanna do. And if that is hard for you, that's okay. That's a modification that you can do. The further forward you sit with your hips going back, the easier it's gonna be. If you want more of a burn, keep those shoulders stacked over your hips, right? Here, slow and controlled. Lead almost with your quads. Feel them engage. And you're gonna do 15 reps there, and then you're gonna rest for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you're gonna do it again for a couple more rounds, depending again where you're at in your fitness journey. You can do up to 2 rounds more if you're just getting started, or again, up to 5 more rounds. So we're gonna do 1 round together, real time, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead and do the rest on your own, okay? So everybody get started. Make sure you have water close by. Take a breath. Okay, we're gonna do 15 reps. Again, remember, one side is half a rep. So I'm gonna do the leg lifts with the pulses if you wanna follow along. Otherwise, go at your own speed with regular squats or with the knee lifts. All right, so ready? We're squatting down, lifting up, and pulse. Down, make sure, weight in the heels. Keep the balance, up, pulse. Lean forward into the leg as you're pulsing. Up. Feel those quads engage. Again, I don't care how high your leg is coming, okay? If your leg is down here, but it's more straight, that's awesome. I'd rather have you have a straighter leg because your quad is so engaged than having a leg that's really high. Usually a high leg indicates that you're leaning back too far. So as you're doing this, shift your weight forward, almost lean forward into that leg, okay? Keep breathing through it. Make sure you're setting up with good form. You're doing great. Breathe. Good. Awesome, okay, we're halfway. You're doing great, guys. Keep the form through the whole thing. I know these are long reps. Lots of time under tension. We're working those muscles, working for a burn. You're doing awesome, okay. Fight for it, here we go. Okay, we're at 10. Awesome, you got 5 more, come on. Here we go. Lift and lift. Good. Re-straighten that leg, rethink about it. You're gonna wanna bend it the more reps you do. Lower it if you need to, and really straighten. Think about squeezing that quad as you're doing a leg lift. Hips back. 2 more. Other side, we're at half. Good, last rep here. Up. Up. Awesome job, okay. 10 to 20 seconds. Take a breather, use it to get set up for the next move. Pull up the chair you're gonna use. If you're really advanced, you can do this completely one leg as like a pistol squat. It's a great variation. Otherwise, I'm gonna use a leg here for balance. All right, get ready, and we're going. Weight in that heel, sit up, right? Control, hips back and down. Switch legs. Weight in the heel, up. All the way back, good. That's 1. Shift forward again. We're not using momentum, right? We're not rocking, it's here, and then we lift. Control it. This is a difficult move, okay? Very difficult, very intense. You're doing great. Breathe through it, lift those hips back. Keep the weight in that heel. Good, it's gonna help those knees. Good, you're doing awesome. Weight in the heel. Shift your hips back. Good. You can hear my chair rocking and sliding a little bit back here. Stand up. Good. Now again, if this is too hard or gets too difficult along the way, modify. Don't use both legs, squat up, control it from the bench. That's still an awesome move and you're gonna feel the burn doing that as well. This is easy. Keep that leg floating the entire time instead of using it for balance. You're doing great. Keep counting your own. I'm at 10. Keep the weight in that heel, right? We don't want to shift the weight to those toes at all. Keeping those knees safe. Engaging that back side. You're doing awesome. Keep working. Come on, keep breathing. Good, almost there, come on. Rest if you need to, but keep that heart rate high. Come on, when it burns is when your body is changing. Work through it. Good, 1 more each side, come on. Up and down. Ready, and up and down. Control. Awesome job, okay. Take this 10 to 20 seconds. Let your heart rate come down a little bit. We're gonna play with it going up and down to increase your metabolism so you can burn more fat throughout the day. Next move is jump squats, 15, so get ready. And we're starting now. All right, squat, up. Keep breathing. Exhale as you jump. Force that exhale out. That'll engage your core more. 11. Almost there. 15. All right, good job. Your heart rate should be high right now. You're doing great. We're doing squat pulses next, so stay there. Stop for a second. Again, time yourself 10 to 20 seconds. Don't go over that. We wanna keep that heart rate high. We're going right into it, down into a squat, pulse the leg out and go. Down, leg out. Good. 2. Chest up, right? Pull that core in. Can you go a little lower? Yeah, don't come up, we're going lower. There we go. You're doing great. That's 7. Good, keep the weight in those heels, even as we're moving the other leg, okay? Weight is always in the heel of the standing leg. You're doing great, let's go lower now. Come on. It's 10. Almost there, come on. Keep that chest lifted. Stay low. Almost there, come on, 2 more. 1, 2, and done. Okay. Whew, take a breath. You were doing awesome. We're almost there, you guys. Come down. We're doing kneeling quad pulses, and then you get a 1 to 2 minute break. Okay, come down. Set up correctly. Spread those legs. Ankles on the ground, right? We're getting ready, and we're going. Shoulders directly over hips, maintain. These are slow and controlled. Again, this is all about time under tension. Squeeze your butt at the top. You're doing great. All right, I want you to reset up again. Shift those shoulders back. All right, so it's not here, it's back. Keep them back. You'll feel it so much more in your quads. You feel that? Almost there. That's 9. 10. You're doing great. Almost there. Come on. 11. Fight for it. Fight through the burn. You got this. You're stronger than your mind tells you. Come on. 13. Let's do it. Shoulders back for the last rep. Come on. All the way. Slow and up. All right. Awesome job, you guys. 1 to 2 minute break. Do this whole circuit that we just went through again, either 2 more times if you're just beginning, or up to 5 more times if you're more advanced, and you will have an awesome workout. I'll see you next time.